myself when I face my death. People woke up and there ain't no sorrow. Ain't no more gonna tell you that. Only reason I don't wanna give it up. Came down from the heavens above and told all the people come and this is it now. Got this just in a life, do we make a difference? What the fuck you gonna do?
Hello, everyone. I'm here with Cambell from Autodidactic. I'm Lorenzo from the New Now, but together we are doing our series Freedom's Calling You to Your Life's Lost Purpose. This is our third and last free promo. Our availability will be down below, set up on Vimeo for you to purchase the 9-part series that we've done. We finished the first 3 almost. We're on to the next 3 and then the last 3. They'll be available very good, at a very good price, we'll say, very reasonably offered for your enjoyment. And today we're going to talk about why you would be taking this course, from Freedom's Calling You to developing life's lost purpose, whatever that is for you. And what comes after that, I'm going to say the big reveal after you gather your missing bits. So in other words, why do you have a feeling that something's missing from your life? Why do you feel sad? Why do you have angst? Why are you unhealthy? Let's say, why do you have less in abundance than you would like? Why are you feeling the need to do this kind of work in the first place? Why are you listening to Autodidactic's channel? Why are you coming to my channel? Why are you watching this video, Freedom's Calling You? There's a whole bunch of whys that need the answer. And I think the why comes down to you are feeling what I feel, what Cambell feels, what maybe a whole bunch of us have been feeling, in that we don't have the full picture, or we don't have the full results, we don't have our full energy in our current lives the way we know, or our guts are telling us what could be and will be and is possible for us while we're still here, breathing and living as who we are. Hey, Cambell, that's my little bit of a ramble to get us going.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is the thing, especially in this community is, we're all looking for something clearly, right? Clearly, people aren't satisfied with what they've got, with what they're getting, and with what they're told reality is. And of course, over the last 2 years, a lot more has come out, and we're sort of realizing that, we're not as free as we thought we were, right? There's a lot more going on here, a lot more illusion. And so that's what this is all about so the main thing is, we've had this, self-help, right? And it's been around since, as an industry, the 70s, really. I mean, you could go to the 60s if you want. But the thing is, what's that, 70 years? What's changed? Where are all these people with these abundant, amazing lifestyles? We've got all this information, hundreds of millions of books sold, courses sold, all these billions of dollars made, to the people teaching self-help. But I mean, it has not really affected anyone's life. I mean, sure, there'll be a small percentage, but so what's that about? I would say that we're being given the wrong information, and we know this, right? It's everywhere, and it's not just school, medical, banking. It's everything's wrong. They don't want
Everything.
us. Yeah, they seriously they don't want us to be able to level up and to have power and to have choice and all this, because as soon as we have that, they have no power, because their only power is keeping us in the cage, right? So that's what this is all about. So yeah, we want to get into topics that's not going to be so we're not, oh my gosh, here's the sun, sunshine and rainbows now, go sit down and feel really good about yourself. And because 2 weeks later you're going to be sitting there going, nothing's changed. What's happened? So yes, like Lorenzo said, it's three-part series. We're gonna dip you in slowly, like start off nice, and then we're gonna get real, because we want to affect real change. So if you want something real, you need to do something real. So it's not a fluffy woo woo, feel good and do nothing kind of course. We want people to be, giving us reviews. Wow, this happened, this happened, this happened. I changed my life. That's definitely what we want here. Is we want to affect change.
I like Cambell and the way he said level up. I mean, if you look at it, everything in this world, even the new age, like where's Eckhart Tolle, where's Oprah, where is your self-sabotage stuff I've seen, where's Oracle Girl and Neil Donald Walsh and his Conversations with God books. I mean, all of these, the miracles with Marianne Williamson, or or the thrive, or your laws of attraction and all that other cuckoo stuff. I mean, the bottom with all of it is in some ways they're giving you half the answer. Sure, you want to love yourself. Sure, you'd like to have your energy back. Sure, you'd like to love your family. Sure, you hope that there's a God that loves you, let's say, and that you can live in a beautiful life, and maybe you can attract the Mercedes and the cars and the relationships and all the abundance you need and all the grapefruits you want to eat, and all of these things, right? But the bottom line is none of them, in my opinion, except very few that I've studied and loved, are offering you a way out of the cage. And by cage, I mean this dream. I fully feel that we're here stuck in a dream. Some people say it's AI. I think that's BS. Some people say it's, the archons, the monsters. It could be any of these things. But I think all of that gives your power away to saying, oh my goodness, AI is doing this to me. Oh my goodness, the queen is doing this to me. Oh my goodness, now the king is doing this to me. My politicians are doing this to me. The World Health fools are doing this to me, etc. Oh my goodness, the vax and this, that, and the other thing are doing this to me. And it's all garbage. And that all of these things were offered as an acceptance. We talked about that, or we will talk about that. You accepted this life. You accepted these offerings. You bought this crazy dream. So you have to return it for a refund, let's say. And what did you buy it with, though? That's what we're going to be getting into, right? You didn't buy it with money. You didn't buy it with credit cards. You didn't buy it with shells or kumquats or what have you, or those grapefruits you're missing. You bought it with yourself, with your power, with your energy, things you gave away since you've been little boy or little girl. And to the point where why are you sitting here now feeling less than fully energetic? Why do you have aches and pains? Why are your dreams dull? Why, even though maybe you have a bank account with millions of dollars, let's say, or a huge ranch, 10,000 acres with 7,000 head of cattle, why are you still feeling like that's not enough? Something's missing. You have maybe 5 children, they're all doing well, and you're still sitting there going, okay, but still. All right. And I feel it's the potential that we all feel in our hearts, beyond our heads, in our guts, that tell us there's more, there's plenty more. There's a mysterious potential of play that most of us lost when we grew up from being little. And now I never gave it up, right? You know what I gave up? I gave up a career. I gave up being a stockbroker. I gave up. I haven't made any children, so I gave up that family. I gave up having millions of friends. I even gave up my country when it became too silly, so I gave up everything so that I could explore this other side of things beyond this dream that offers you all these things to stay here, right? They offer you relationships. They offer you maybe making children. They offer you money. They offer you the security of a country with an army. They offer you a retirement plan. They offer you insurance for when you're sick. They offer you all these things. But the bottom line is, they only offer that. The big caveat is now you put your ass down in this dream and you stay here. Because as soon as you decide you're going to leave this dream, all those offers are rescinded.
Yep. Exactly right. You don't take any of it with you. And this is the thing, and it's the attachment. It's the attachment to things. We're not saying that you can't have nice, houses and cars and things, but if you have a nice car and something happens to that car and that destroys your life and you're like, oh my God, the car, then you should never have that car, because that car owns you. Okay, you're possessed by your possessions. But those kind of, when we get possessed and we're held, that's what holds us in this reality. It's like, and I was thinking the big scam is, you can have they tell you can have all this. All you have to do is work your ass off, right? Just give up everything, pretty much. Do what we work. That is just getting you more entrenched in this reality. And then they give you all these bits. Oh, now if you don't keep doing what you're doing, you're going to lose these bits. But you're going to lose those bits anyway, right? Like we said, you don't take them with you when you leave. So it's all this stuff is a scam to get us to keep ourselves here. It's like Lorenzo said, we ultimately are making the decision to stay. We're the ones that are attaching ourselves, and it's like even when we die, we get all these stories of, when you die, you meet all your ancestors and that, and they all talk to you, oh, should you go back or should you come with us? And it's still attachment to this dream, right? And so this is the thing. I've always known that life is, I've always said life is the dream, right? And then we wake up. So, and this is, now being talked about in a lot of different forms, right? It's simulation and all this kind of stuff. What is this relation? What is this reality? But um, what came into my head is this saying, right? Remember who you are. And what does remember mean? It means put back together.
Mm.
So you need to put yourself back together. And like Lorenzo said, that means gathering up all the energy that you've thrown out and given away at the world, because that's you. And unless you get it all back into, your vessel, shall we say, then you're not going to fully realize you're in the dream, which means you can't leave.
Yeah, people forget all the light they see. It's not even out there. None of this is like everything you're seeing, all the lights coming in and it's making a picture inside in your head. So all these people like, what is this dream? What is this life? What is making this matrix and this AI? And I can guarantee from my experience, if it's been a movie or it's been a TV or it's been a show and it's been made popular, it's bullshit, right? Maybe 93% of it's true. And then there's 7% that misdirects you. All of it. All of these shows I've heard about, Westworld or Eastworld or The Matrix or all the Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of these. Right? No, there's no way in the world that the powers that be are going to release anything that's going to allow you to get the full answer to how to escape this dream. You know what this dream is? It's you. You know what this matrix is? It's you. You know what freedom is? It's you. You know what your abundance is? It's you. Everything, every last little bit of it. Like when I'm having my dreams at night and I'm flying, which happens, or I'm exploring, which happens, or I'm having the kind of energetic illusions or awareness that have nothing to do with me being here. I'm not missing. I'm not going, boy, I want to go back to being Lorenzo and I wish I had a car. Or boy, I want to go back and I wish my pains were gone. I'm going, wahoo, like let's keep going. This is exciting. And so I feel all of these rabbit holes that they call it, all of these misdirections, like anybody that says, you'll become a better you here, or you'll be able to accept your limitations. So please, take my course, or you'll be able to attract. It really, maybe it's half true, because I'm not going to throw, as I've said before, asparagus, which I have to say, Fred Lupe, the editor, was the first to come up with that. He goes, hey, you used my asparagus last time I talked with him. But it really just means, throwing, poo or throwing lies at things. And the bottom line really is, in this course, we're going to show you how we, because no one can do it for you, but doing it for yourself, reclaimed our power and our energy to dream again. When I was a little boy, I had many dreams. I wanted to do many things. None of them had anything to do with what the governments have offered me or the schools have offered me or what
Really?
or what my
You
parents
didn't
even
have
said.
any dreams about paying taxes and stuff?
None, I started wanting to get money when I got 18 and I said, oh, you need money to get laid, right? I started wanting to do all these things when I said, oh, I better get some money because I need to eat, or I need a suit so that I can go to the parties, or I should be drunk so I feel better about not feeling so good about who I am because I listened to them and now I became this strange human being that doesn't really know anything, even though I knew better. And that when I was a little boy and I just looked at flowers, or I just went up a mountain, or I just watched a bee, a friend of mine, and I'm going to share this little bit magic story, and I still remember to this day, I was maybe in grade 2 or grade 3, a little boy, and a friend of mine who was a friend of mine forever, he grabbed a bee in his hand, or a bumblebee, and then he said, Lorenzo, I was Howie at the time, Howard Lorenzo. He goes, listen, and he brought it up to my ear, and I just heard a buzzing in his hand, right? So there you go. That to me is life. It's the best way I can explain it, is that's what you're here for. You're here for the mystery. You're here for the explorations. You're here to get beyond the nonsense of what we bought as life. And if you also are aware of this calling, if you hear freedom's calling you, life's lost purpose, are you asking for it? And you're ready to do the work. I mean, we're charging $100 for these 9 videos. Give me a break. That's like $11 a video, or $11.10 a video. It's like ridiculously cheap. It's like, I'm almost surprised we're offering it so cheap, to be honest. And we probably won't be for very long, because Cambell and I put weeks of work into each video, right? So no, this has got to be a labor of love, because I'm sitting here going, what am I doing? Why do I talk to Cambell 8 times before we make one video? We go back and forth and we get songs, we get music, we put it together. And there's no good reason for us to be doing this as far as becoming rich. No, but there's every good reason for us to be doing this, because our hearts are going, we're finding our freedom. We love you. We're becoming free. We're putting our energy together. It'd be nice to have some company. It'd be nice to have you, it'd be nice to have you with us. So we want to offer this as our way of being the loving little boys, maybe that we grew up from, saying, hey, this is how you can come to the party. This is how you can have fun with us. This is how we can go play together. Why don't you join us if you're also here, that calling?
Mm. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I've definitely been, in the self-help kind of arena for, oh gosh, you've made my age, like 35 years, easy. And I'm sure Lorenzo's probably done about the same, right? So we've pretty much seen it all, read all the books, been to all the, seminars, wasted all our money. And we're sort of, I mean, I guess, and we're doing this, to teach ourselves as much as we are to teach you guys. But we're the guys who sort of went through it all, and at the end sort of realized, oh, it's all crap. You do all this stuff, you do what they tell you, but unless you're Tony Robbins and you're selling $10,000 tickets, you're not the one making the money. So we want to get down to the real, because there is real power here, and it's as I said, it's in you. It's just accessing that, and the main thing is, as we've talked about a lot, is this program. We've really got to, stop linking ourselves, because if we want to get out of here, get to the new earth, whatever you want to call it, the next stage, level up, we can't be held here, right? We can't say, well, look at everything I've got. Look at my big house and my cars. I can't leave them. Or look at even, look at this amazing family I've got. If that's going to hold you back here, which is a big thing, and don't get triggered, because everyone is the same as you. Your children, your family, they all have this same option to get out of here. And the same as you, they don't want to be here. So this isn't about leaving people. This is about freedom. This is about empowerment, that we all learn how to get out of this dream and build better dreams. So don't think it's
Yes.
negative. This is empowering. Yeah.
And we do it together. So we're not saying if you collected a lot of money, a lot of land, a big family, great. You sacrificed, I'm sure, a whole bunch of things to get there. No doubt. Campbell and I have sacrificed a whole bunch of different things to get to where we are. This is what a family does. This is what a loving community does. We have something extra to offer by having sacrificed what we've sacrificed. You have something to offer by having sacrificed what you've sacrificed. Nobody's better than anyone else. We're all on the same level playing field. There's no one above anyone here. It's just that some people have certain skills and have developed some things because they've wanted to. Other people have developed other skills and certain things because they've wanted to. So we come together. You share what you have. We share what we have. We put it all on the table. We see what works for us. We see how we can find our missing bits, wait for the big reveal, put it all together, work as hard as you can, and I'm going to say one thing about it. If you're sitting there and you're tired and you don't think you can do it, you can't do something until you do something. You can't feel it until you experience it. I mean, yesterday I was exhausted. I was so tired. I didn't want to go anywhere. And my wife said, let's go for a walk. Anyways, we need to do this shopping. We need to pick up this thing. And it was like, I go, and I barely felt like I could put one foot in front of the other. I had a bad sleep, but I went for this walk, and it ended up being a 3-hour walk, right? And we ended up picking up everything. We ended up doing everything, and ended up seeing some wonderful new, experiences, or having some wonderful new experiences for myself. And at the end of it, I had all my energy back. I wanted to take a second walk and a third walk. So what happened between the morning when I was too exhausted and the afternoon after walking 3 hours, and it's very hot and sweaty here in Japan. So through this hot, sweaty, humid air, and then I had extra energy. My head told me I didn't have it. But when I went for the walk and I claimed it for myself, my body told me I did have it. It gave me another story. So I'm sharing this in relation to, if you have a feeling you're missing something, you got to do the work. Maybe you don't know why you're doing it until you get there, but it doesn't come by sitting and thinking. It doesn't come by pondering. It doesn't come even by meditating. You actually have to put the actions into play, and then you'll find out why you did what you do, because you'll get the feelings after the actions.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I think we're all bored of routine, right? Routine saps your energy. I mean, just think, you can be sitting on the couch after a big day's work, no energy. Someone can walk through the door and go, hey, tickets to Hawaii and $5,000 spending money. Are you coming? Bang, you've suddenly got all the energy in the world, right? Which shows a few things. One is energy is accessible. It's instant, right? It's us that's creating or giving it away, whatever. But two, we want variety.
Mm.
It doesn't necessarily, we don't necessarily want to know, all this goal setting thing, setting, I want this, and I'm going to do, and all this sequential stuff. The brain, the right side of the brain is the right side, right? The correct side. That's the imagination. That's what we thrive on, is all this new stimulation, not this routine, which is what they get us in, round and round in circles, right? Leave home, go to work in the same car, see the same people, come home, eat the same food, go into the same bed, blah 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 blah. And we start thinking that that's what we want, and we collect this stuff, and then we keep going in circles to keep it. When what we really want is, we want excitement, we want adventure, right? We want new stimulation. So think that this is what we're going to try, and this is what we are going to break, is this whole routine and this whole thing of they've got us believing that we need to do certain things to get, certain satisfactions, and they've told us what happiness is, right? This is happiness. What category of happiness are you in? Are you the healthy buff happiness, or the supercar happiness, or the travel the world happiness? Which one? There are categories for it all, but the truth is, I don't know what makes you happy. Only you do. So this is all about freedom, going within. The way out is the way in, and remember who you are. It's time to put yourself back together.
Yeah. It's all about you. Freedom's calling you. Find your life's lost purpose. I think it's an oxymoron in that you are your life's lost purpose. Oh, maybe I gave something away from our second series already. Oops. And then when you find your life's lost purpose, you get the big reveal. And the big reveal is you, and that's the mystery, because we haven't explored ourselves. We haven't found out exactly who we are. We've done very little but scratched the surface of the potential we have with our awareness and who we really are as amazing human beings. Cambell shared tons of ancient history, alternative historical perspectives, and energetic aquatech, and mud flood and hidden stuff. But the bottom line is, those were all reflections of the people at the time that had maybe a big imagination, a big amount of energy, and they just had a different way of seeing things because they had a different perspective for their dream. So when we pick up ours and we're inspired by the old ones, let's say, and then we get re-inspired by ourselves, who knows where we're going to go? Who knows how we're going to get there? 3 levels, right? Take our course. Cambell and I, at the end of each section, we're going to do a live virtual question and answer. I'm going to do some one-on-ones for those that are interested, for leveling up even more. Maybe some phantom work, finding your missing bits. I still like that, And together, we can, if you want to, make it work such that you can develop your own path to freedom.
Indeed. And just make sure you find your missing bits before you have the big reveal, or
else you'll be embarrassed. Yeah.
It'll be embarrassing. But that's the thing. Turn yourself, this is about turning yourself into the person that has the big reveal, right? We all hear people walking around saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Don't say that. Just do it, and then go, hey, big reveal, look who I am now. And that's much more impressive. So you'll find links below, guys. Like Lonzo said, 3-part, 3-series course with worksheets, everything, live Q&As at the end of them, and basically with the intention of creating actual change. So we're going to start diving deep. It's a 3-step sort of down there, but by the end of this course, you're going to have a lot better view of who you are, where you are, and how you can really start to affect your experience.
As long as you put the work in, as long as you put the play in, and it's all up to you. But it's beautiful stuff, really. It's like there's nothing more exciting than finding out who you are and something you've missed, and realizing you don't really got to pay for it. You just have to realize you've already paid with your energy, which is why it's missing. So you really have to reclaim bits of yourself. And I have to tell you, nothing feels better than reclaiming your missing bits.
Indeed. All right, guys. Thanks for spending some time with us. Like I said, all links below. Stay awesome, and we'll catch you on the next upload.
Bye-bye. We love you all.
Freedom, 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 yeah. Freedom, freedom, freedom is calling on. Freedom, 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 yeah. Freedom, freedom, freedom is calling on. Freedom, 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 yeah. Freedom, freedom, freedom is calling on.